Thank you very much, Michael. Hello, I'm Charles Lincoln. Following up on the domestic legal environment and regulation, the domestic regulation must be in square harmony with the international treaties the U.S. has signed on to. Indeed, this can be a complicated process as the domestic legislation can often reach thousands of pages in length. First, looking at the history once more, Buy American Act came out in 1933. It outlined the domestic preference for government procurement. Then in 1948, GATT, the General Agreement on Trade and Tariffs, came out into effect that allows for domestic preference only for government procurement, but also prohibits preferential legislation for the private sector. In 1933, NAFTA came around with one of its many provisions indicating that the U.S. federal government consider Mexican and Canadian manufacturers as being domestic manufacturers for U.S. government procurement, as long as those manufacturers with the government, as long as those contracts with the government meet a certain threshold. Interestingly, if we look at the NAFTA-like agreements in terms of domestic preference provisions that the U.S. has signed, we see that 129 countries share the same unique advantage as the NAFTA agreement in allowing these other countries to be considered as domestic manufacturers for the U.S. government procurement purposes, as long as they meet certain minimum thresholds for government contracts. The question then becomes, which countries with major manufacturing capabilities are not considered as domestic manufacturers under the Buy American provisions? Looking at the map, it's essentially the BRIC countries: Brazil, Russia, Indonesia, India, and China, as well as Egypt and South Africa. Having this knowledge in mind, this leads us to our possible policy options. There's three options: keep the status quo, eliminate it completely, or keep key provisions. We suggest the third option, to keep only the essential elements, specifically the limited items important for national security, as outlined in the Berry Amendment. Our suggestions are to get rid of the aspects that make the Buy American Act a disadvantage and keep the advantages by finding better ways to achieve these positive aspects, while also considering whether NASCO and other interested entities should really try to fix the Buy American Act for Mexico and Canada, or rather expand it to other countries that are not considered domestic manufacturers. However, if NASCO chooses to focus solely on Mexico and Canada, it could focus on figuring out ways to reduce the minimum threshold of government contracts so as to allow smaller businesses to enter the market. And with that, thank you very much for your time.